The timestamp on the screen didn't say 1988 anymore. It matched the digital clock on my desk perfectly. May 31st, 2026, 3:18 a.m. On the screen, I could see the back of my own head. I could see myself sitting in my cheap office chair, clutching my headphones. The camera angle was coming from the dark, dusty air vent right above the concrete vault. And then I saw rule number 3. If a video file shows you sitting at your desk, do not turn around. Freeze. Close your eyes. Count to 60. But I didn't close my eyes fast enough. On the monitor, I watched a shadow beneath the concrete vault begin to distort. The darkness didn't just sit there. It pooled upward. Like thick, black oil defying gravity. From inside that liquid shadow, a shape began to rise. It was the creature from the 1988 train. It was impossibly tall, its long, emaciated spine bending at a grotesque angle to clear the low basement ceiling. Its long gray arms hung down past its knees. On the screen, it was stepping silently over my discarded jacket on the floor, moving directly toward the back of my chair. My screen showed its face descending right over my left shoulder. Its hollow sockets were staring into the back of my neck. Its needle-toothed grin was widening. In real life, I felt the air temperature in the room drop instantly to freezing. The smell of copper, wet earth, and rot filled the small office. And then I felt a horrific, feather-light sensation. The tip of a freezing, wet finger gently brushed against the bare skin of my neck. My instincts screamed at me to jump up, to look back, to fight, to scream. But the absolute, primal terror in my gut kept me glued to the chair. Count to 60, the rule said. Close your eyes. I slammed my eyelids shut. 1. I heard a wet, tearing sound, like Velcro pulling apart, right next to my ear. 2. A low, distorted voice whispered, but it didn't use words. It sounded like the playback of a tape machine being violently rewound. 3. The wet finger on my neck began to slide down my collarbone. It felt like an icicle cutting through my skin. 4. 5. 6. The whispers grew louder. It sounded like hundreds of people, all sobbing, screaming, and begging into old microphones, their voices layered over each other in a chaotic, deafening cacophony inside my head. 22. 23. The chair shifted. I felt an immense weight lean against the back of my seat. The coldness was so intense, my teeth began to chitter uncontrollably. I could hear it breathing. It didn't breathe through a nose. It was a wet, rattling wheeze, like fluid filling up a pair of ruined lungs. 45. 46.
Arthur.
The voice that spoke my name didn't belong to the creature. It belonged to me. It was my own voice, but perfectly mimicked, slowed down, and distorted, as if played from an old, warped magnetic tape.
Arthur, look at the tape. Look at what we made.
I squeezed my eyes so hard my face hurt. Tears of absolute terror leaked down my cheeks. I refused to open them. I held against my ribs like a trapped bird. 58, 59, 60. I opened my eyes. The basement was dead silent. The freezing cold was gone. The smell of rot had vanished, replaced by the normal, stale smell of old paper and dust. I looked at the monitor. The screen was completely black. No live feed, no creature. Just a message in white text. No signal. I didn't hesitate. I didn't pack my bag. I didn't grab my coat. I hit the mechanically eject button on the VCR. The white labeled tape popped out. Without looking at it, I threw it into the heavy-duty industrial shredder next to my desk. I watched the machine turn the tape into useless black plastic confetti. I took a deep breath, shaking violently, and ran up the 3 flights of stairs into the cold, rainy night air of the city. I never went back to that basement. I quit via email the next morning, stating medical reasons. That was 3 days ago. I'm currently sitting in my apartment. The door's locked, the blinds drawn. I haven't slept more than an hour at a time. The police won't help me. There's no crime to report. I tried to tell myself it was a hallucination, a psychological break caused by isolation and overwork. But 2 hours ago, I went to check my email to see if my final paycheck from the transit authority had been deposited. There was only one new message in my inbox. It came from an untraceable, automated system email address. There was no text in the body of the email. Just a single video file attachment named recovered.mp4. My hand shook as I clicked it. The screen stayed black. There was no video, but the audio started playing. It was the sound of a dark room, then a low, wet, rattling wheeze. And then my own voice came through my laptop speakers. It wasn't the recording from the basement. It was a live recording of me. From exactly 20 minutes ago, muttering in my sleep while I was taking a nap on my couch. But beneath my sleeping voice, layered deep in the static, I could hear a faint, rhythmic sound. It was the sound of long, bony fingers tapping against the underside of my wooden floorboards, right beneath my feet, moving closer